So it's been a sunny day and I've just got home from the allotment and it's time for another tour, but not an allotment tour today because we're in the kitchen garden. So let's take a look. So all of this rain that we've been having has done wonders for the lawn and it's recovered pretty well. I think we'll start off by having a look at my winter prep. So I've got a lot of seedlings here. Got some bull's blood beetroot, which will just be for baby salad leaves, and they're just starting to come up. And I've got some rhubarb chard here. I've run out of labels, so I had to write on these. I've got some Grenoble red lettuce, they're just coming up, one of my favourites, and some wild rocket. Got some cabbages, salad rocket, Navara, they're a red oak leaf lettuce, and chartwell, which is my third attempt at sowing chartwell. I think I've got a bad batch of seeds because nothing seems to come up. Some more cabbages over here, some lamb's lettuce there, Pac Choi here, cabbage Durham earlies there, some radicchio. Not much has come up there unfortunately, but I've got plenty of radicchio actually growing on the plot, so this was just to fill in any gaps, and I don't have any gaps. Some more, another attempt at growing chartwell lettuce. I will succeed eventually. Winter density lettuce, some Selenova, some sorrel, spring onions, really late broccoli. I've sowed this late because one of the people that I followed on Instagram said, "Oh, I planted my broccoli out in September from little seedlings," and she actually got a really nice late crop. So I thought I've got plenty of broccoli in, but I will put in some late stuff. See what happens. Bit of Kale Nero, which I don't think will go anywhere because we've got plenty already. So that's most of the seedlings. I still got plenty of lettuces still to sow, and miner's lettuce, and I've got a bit of miner's lettuce over there, look, but I've got more miner's lettuce, more lamb's lettuce, yeah, quite a few things still to sow in September, and some spinach and that sort of thing. So I used to have all this on my patio, but unfortunately I had a real problem with the slugs, so I've now lifted it up and put these little copper bands, stick on copper strips around the legs. Hopefully that will keep this bench slug and snail free, and since then I haven't lost anything apart from, you can see just a little bit here, but I think that's just damping off. So some nice tomatoes. Quite a few of my tomatoes now are dying back. I don't think it's blight because it's not affected the tomatoes, but anyway, I love outdoor tomatoes. I prefer them to greenhouse grown, thinner skinned, don't grow as fast, more flavour, but we have got some in the greenhouse as well. Blackberries still going strong, been eating those for ages. Pretty pleased with my little grapevine here, and it's only in its second year, but we've started to get a few bunches of grapes, which is quite pleasing. Just cleared this bed. This was some spring sown beetroot, and I just put them in the fridge because I wanted to clear this bed and get it planted with some lettuce, just in case we don't want to pop down to the allotment and we run out. Pretty pleased with these perpetual strawberries. They're cropping again now. Quite a nice second crop. In fact, the second crop's better than the first. It's definitely better tasting. The crop at the early crop was quite watery, whereas these are a lot less water and much more flavour. So really pleased with those. Popped in some more of these golden beetroot here, and they're not looking great at the moment because I've just taken the fleece off them. There wasn't quite enough time to get beetroot to maturity. Well, I didn't think there was. So I put some fleece on just to flying over, just to speed up the growth rate a bit, and it's definitely done that. So I don't know whether you can hear that, but British Aerospace site nearby. So often getting jet aircraft flying over the top of us. So I've got some chard at the back there, which is another family staple. So I'm in between lettuce, beetroot, kale, carrots, chard and spinach. We can cook up a meal without visiting the allotment if we need to. These carrots are doing splendidly. Carrots always do really well here at home. Doesn't seem to be any onion fly because we've got a walled garden. So it just makes it a lot easier to grow them. But of course we've still got plenty down in the allotment as well. But these are a good size. I'm very pleased with them. And these will be up, well, I've eaten through these by the end of August, and so we'll put some spinach in there. I'll have grown those in modules, just pop them in. And this is my perennial kale, 2 different varieties there. It's not done great, it's been eaten alive, and I'll just give it a good prune back, and hopefully we'll get some good growth on it for winter. But it's not really vital because we have plenty of kale on the allotment, of course, but this one in particular is a really nice tasting. It doesn't look very appetizing at the moment, but it is a really nice tasting kale, and it's particularly good in the spring when the kale on the allotment is just coming to its end. This kind of bursts to life, so it's hoping it recovers from its prune. The fruit garden is starting to come to an end out there. Obviously all the gooseberries have gone. We've still got plenty of blueberries, and grow them in this shady spot here. They just do really well here. They all ripen at different times, so we've been eating off this single bush for well over a month now. It's really good. And there's more blueberries here. This is what I mean by the dieback on the tomatoes, but the tomatoes aren't affected, it's just the leaves, so it could just be, I don't know, nutrients or whatever, but I don't think it's blight, because as far as I know, which I don't know very much, but it would affect the fruit as well, and it doesn't seem to have done that. So plenty of tomatoes on there, ripening nicely, and there's more tomatoes here, and tomatoes and peppers. I got my peppers mixed up. I put the baby bell peppers in the greenhouse, which is over there, and I put the bell peppers outside. So anyway, I'll label things better next year. Still more cherry tomatoes. The ones in the greenhouse, as I said, are fine. There's no dieback on those, but the ones out here, quite a bit of dieback. But anyway, doesn't matter. Still eating plenty of tomatoes. Loads more blueberries here. These strawberries now are finished, and the only reason I'm leaving them and not cutting them back right now is they're just gorgeous tasting. So I'm taking, next week I shall be planting the runners, and hopefully I should get another couple of beds on the allotments, and my mum wants them as well. really nice strawberries those. And I've just been clearing out this corner area. This is where we dump everything that we don't want to be seen, and it was a real weedy mess. So I put some fabric down and a thick layer of bark on top, and put a lot of slug pellets underneath the fabric and down the back of these bricks and down the back of those edging stones and that bin and all that sort of thing. So hopefully it won't be a slug haven. So that is pretty much it, apart from the potatoes. So these were the potatoes that, well, these pots had the new potatoes in, and when I finished each of the new potato crops I just popped more potatoes back in. So we will see how they go. Most of them seem to be doing really nicely, apart from that one there. I'm not exactly sure, it's just very droopy and sad, so I'm not quite sure what's happening with it. But it's a shame as well because it's got plenty of water and it's a Charlotte. I really like the Charlottes. But I've experimented, because what I've done is I've just put one potato in these pots here. I've just put one potato. The label says one potato in these, whereas I've got 3 potatoes in all the others, and I want to see whether I can get some big potatoes good enough for baking. So we will see. But they're not strictly Christmas potatoes, these, because they're planted too early. But the potatoes do well on this patio, and yeah, so we'll see. These here might end up being Christmas potatoes, but even these might be a bit too early. So we've made some good money off the allotment so far, and that's allowed us to invest in our new fridge freezer. So we might like to have a look in the fridge freezer. So this just makes all the difference, because it allows us to crop, you know, not every day basically, and have a really good selection of veg in here, nice and fresh. And this is going to be especially important in winter. Loads of beans, and just got these Stay Fresh bags, and it's full of beetroot. The beetroot that I just cropped. So I'm really pleased with that. As I say, it's going to make all the difference in winter. And down the bottom is the freezer. We've just started filling it up. So we've got spinach in here, and bags of green beans in there, and another drawer absolutely chock full of green beans. We've cropped about over 20 kilos of green beans so far, and we're gradually filling the freezer up. We have got a freezer in the house, a little one, but that one is just for allotment produce basically, and it took 1 month to pay for that fridge freezer from allotment croppings. And I've also cleared a lot of space on these benches. All this is empty, so all that shelf and all that shelf are empty. And I've just got a delivery, so I shall come back in a minute. So as I was saying, we've cleared a lot of space in the shed, and I think this is a perfect storage area. So what we did last year, we do a lot more of this year, so we get these shavings. They're just pine shavings, and they're animal bedding, I think, but they're really cheap. You know, literally fill all this storage area for about £5 or something of these. And then just plant beetroot and carrots and all that sort of thing in these. You just dampen them slightly and just leave them here in the dark, and they last for months and months. They've been absolutely fantastic. And I've got this wire rack here that's currently got our potatoes in it, and these are the potatoes we're currently eating. It doesn't matter, you can't really see them, it's too dark. And this is my propagator bench, and I've got my grow lights in the back garage. I'll show you those. This is the Amazon delivery that just came, and I'm always running out of labels, and I run out, so ordered those yesterday and they've arrived, and that will mean I can replace all of these little labels that I've been using not very successfully. So just quickly pop to the back garage. I'll show you my new grow lights. Well, they're not new because I had them last year, but I've put them in here and made a dedicated kind of grow light area for them. And yeah, I'm really pleased with them in this location. You can't use them at this time of year, of course, because it's too warm, so there's not enough light for their warmth, so everything grows a bit leggy. But in winter, when things grow slower, there's enough light. So yeah, it's really good. It's really convenient to have them there, and to have them separate as well from where we've got everything being stored, so there's not all this light seeping into the food storage area. So I think that is about it for the tour of the kitchen garden. It's going nice, really pleased with it. And I shall leave you with some photographs of this morning's crop. So if you like this video, you know, leave some comments. I'm just a newbie gardener, and you've been gardening for 2 years, and I've still got plenty to learn. And yeah, leave comments, share, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you in a week's time on Jenny's plot. Oh, yeah, Jenny's plot, week's time. See you soon.